Christopher Dickey is the Paris Bureau Chief and Middle East Regional Editor for Newsweek. He is also the author of Securing the City, Inside America's Best Counter-Terror Force, the NYPD. Mr. Dickey says that good intelligence and good police work, diplomacy, and the American dream are much more effective than armies in securing our cities from terrorists.
There was a kind of a false dichotomy for a while in discussing these issues where you had the military paradigm, and I think you understand I don't think that's a good idea, and then there was the law enforcement paradigm, as if that was the alternative. In fact, what's needed is a different kind of formation where you have the combination of law enforcement and intelligence gathering. That's how you fight terrorism. Because let's think about this for a minute. To have couched the actions of a handful of people in a framework of a war of civilizations, a clash of civilizations, is plainly nuts. This is not a clash of civilizations. These are a few testosterone-driven malcontents, some of whom were creative enough to figure out a way to hijack planes and blow up the World Trade Center and the Pentagon.
And some of whom had IQs of 78 and went along.
And a lot of them were at that level. It is stunning, the more you study terrorism, how many morons there are in the ranks of the terrorists. And also stunning that occasionally you will have a Khalid Sheikh Mohammed or a Mohammed Atta, the lead hijacker on 9/11, who really are brilliant and organized and obsessive and out to do what they want to do.
Which also sounds like the Unabomber when you're looking at domestic terror.
Of course. Of course. Why do we think that this is something unique to Muslims? It's something that's commonplace. There are a lot of nuts running around, and some of them have apocalyptic visions of themselves. You know, there's a whole riff in the book about the influence of Hollywood movies on these guys. Godzilla movies.
That are smuggled.
Nobody saw Godzilla with Matthew Broderick here, but they were watching it in Afghanistan because they loved all that destruction.
Or we're going to take out the Godzilla bridge, whichever one that is.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I think that the one of the things that the NYPD does and the Securing the City tries to focus on is the effort to keep it in perspective. Let's not talk about the worst thing that could happen. Let's talk about what does happen. Let's talk about the way terrorists actually do organize. If there was a fatal problem in the Bush administration, it's summed up in the word intentions. The Bush administration wanted to be judged by its intentions, not its actions. And in fighting terrorists, it judged them and their potential by their intentions, not their capabilities. And those two things fed off each other to give us a clash of civilizations and a global war on terror, when in fact we were talking about a relatively limited threat by a limited number of people who could be not easily neutralized, but could be neutralized by effective intelligence work, maybe some covert action, a lot of diplomacy, and by holding on to the American dream and making it clear that that's something that people can and should stand up for. And not only in this country, but outside the country.